Perry was allegedly injecting himself with the drug 6 to 8 times per day and spending $55,000 per month on ketamine. Perry had been undergoing supervised ketamine infusion therapy to treat his depression and anxiety, with his last session happening a bit more than a week before his death. But federal prosecutors say he accidentally overdosed after an unsupervised ketamine injection. On Thursday, 5 suspects accused of providing the ketamine were charged in connection with Perry's death. Prosecutors say the suspects were more concerned about making a profit than about Perry's well-being. I'm Daniel Martindale. Investigators say 3 of the 4 suspects submitted similar insurance claims this past January, saying a bear damaged the interiors of their cars in Lake Arrowhead. The suspects sent video footage of the supposed bear to their insurance companies, but all of the videos were taken from the same place outside of the same home. Investigators determined the videos were actually of a person in a bear costume, adding that the suspects scratched up their own cars to make it look like a bear did it. The 4th suspect was allegedly playing the role of the bear. The insurance companies were defrauded out of nearly $142,000. Gascon says his staff has been looking at the case for more than a year and has been considering resentencing since early this year. Gascon is running for re-election, and critics have said he's using the high-profile case to sway voters' opinions. Gascon says his decision on possibly recommending a resentencing for Lyle and Eric Menendez will come by the end of this week. The brothers claim enduring sexual and physical abuse at the hands of their father drove them to kill their parents at their Beverly Hills mansion in 1989. The billboard in the city of Colton reads, "Free Luigi Mangione, he's a hero." Mangione, arrested earlier this week, remains behind bars in Pennsylvania as he fights extradition to New York City. Mangione is receiving other forms of support. A crowdfunding campaign has raised more than $50,000 for his legal defense fund. It has seen more than 1,500 donors to date. 34-year-old Justin Halstenberg was arrested Tuesday, 5 days after the fire started in Highland. He lives in Norco, which is about 50 miles away. Investigators say license plate readers put Halstenberg near the ignition point, adding that surveillance footage is among the evidence collected during the investigation. Evidence collected during a search of his home also led to his arrest. Authorities believe Halstenberg started the fire intentionally and may be responsible for other fires as well. Today's hearing in downtown LA will be presided over by a judge appointed by former President Donald Trump. The case alleges Biden failed to pay $1.4 million in taxes. President Joe Biden's son, who lives in Malibu, is expected to go on trial next month. The lawsuit filed by 49-year-old Vem Miller comes after Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco announced his deputies probably prevented a third assassination attempt on the former president. Miller says Bianco fabricated that allegation in order to be viewed as a heroic sheriff who saved former President Trump. Miller was allegedly driving around with 2 loaded guns and ammunition in his car, which police say was also carrying fake passports and had fake license plates. He was also charged with more than a dozen other crimes, including 6 counts of battery on a protected person. The man is accused of diving over the bench last Wednesday and injuring Clark County District Judge Mary Kay Holthus as she was sentencing him in an attempted battery case. The man faced Holthus again on Monday morning. This time she was able to finish reading the sentence and order the man to 19 to 48 months in prison in that case. Holthus says the sentence was not modified in any way after she was attacked. Otani says Ipe Mizuhara fraudulently bought the cards using his money, which the former interpreter illegally gained access to in November of 2021. Otani says the collectible baseball cards, which depict him and are signed by him, are in Mizuhara's unauthorized and wrongful possession. Earlier this year, Mizuhara pleaded guilty to bank and tax fraud charges, admitting to stealing almost $17 million from Otani. The online gambling company BetUS crunched the numbers from the National UFO Reporting Center to come up with a list of cities where you have the best odds of possibly spotting an unidentified flying object. Phoenix, Arizona ranks first, followed by New York City. In at number 3 is Las Vegas, notably not far from the famous Area 51. Portland, Oregon, and Tucson, Arizona round up the top 5. The former Morrison Hotel, featured on the cover of the 1970 Doors album of the same name, caught fire on Thursday morning. The 4-story building burned for nearly 2 hours with no injuries reported. It had no official occupants, but Mark Dyer of the AIDS Healthcare Foundation says squatters had been a continuous problem at the building.
We secured it last week and we thought no one was in there, but somehow they got in.
The building had mostly been vacant for the past 15 years. The Los Angeles Fire Department was using it for training operations at times. I'm Daniel Martindale.